Celtic would beat Newcastle by 4-0. The Scottish champions, of course, way ahead of Newcastle when it comes to their preparations for the start of a new season. Interesting enough, though, there was no Isak. This is what Eddie Howe had to say about his exclusion. It was my decision to leave out Isak. I decided to send him home due to all the speculation around him. The last thing he wanted was to be sat in the stands watching. That wasn't fair to him, but I'm confident he'll be a Newcastle United player come the end of this window. Anything more to this, Mark?
Listen, Eddie Howe is an honest guy, but I'm not sure I take those quotes at face value, because let's go back to the start of this week, and Liverpool inquired about Alexander Isak, but it wasn't a confirmed bid by the club. It was leaked. It was almost like a convenient leak, which made Isak aware that Liverpool were interested, made the public aware that Liverpool were interested, and made Newcastle respond. Now, it was made pretty much clear straight away Newcastle didn't want to sell, but we've not heard from Isak. And the next development is that Isak doesn't play in a pre-season friendly because he's not in the right state of mind, or whatever you want to say it. It's pre-season friendly against Celtic. It's not a Premier League game. He could have played this game and ended the speculation. So it feels like there's just things going on here. We know that Liverpool are in for Hugo Ekitike at Frankfurt. Newcastle wanted Ekitike, but Liverpool really wanted Isak. So it feels as though there's a game being played behind the scenes there that involves Alexander Isak, Ekitike, Luis Diaz as well, because we know that Diaz and Bayern Munich is a deal that could happen. Liverpool don't want to sell. So Liverpool really want Isak. And there's 6 weeks to go before the window closes. I'd be very surprised if Isak is not at least tempted by Liverpool. So what happened today by him not playing at Newcastle, it sounds a bit suspicious to me that something's going on that might develop into something. Liverpool's interested in Ekitike. It just feels like there's something more to this. And I think there'll be a development in the next 3 or 4 days when it explains what's going on, because I can't see Isak just saying, yeah, no problem, I'll stay at Newcastle. We've only signed one player this summer, but it's fine. I'll stay, I don't want to go to Liverpool. It doesn't stack up like that. And the guys will know, in football, transfers happen in mysterious ways sometimes. Stories are put out there to make things happen, and this feels like something's happening with Isak that will develop in the next few days.
I mean, ridiculous statement, isn't it? I mean, I sent him home because it wasn't fair to him to sit in the stands. Well, you mean, what kind of nonsense is that? What's wrong with sitting in the stands at Celtic Park watching your team getting gubbed? You know what I mean? You know, what's the problem? It's just cloak and dagger stuff. As Oggy said, he could have played him, decided not to play him, sends him home. That just makes it even more of a greyer area. Why wouldn't you have your head turned with Liverpool?
Right, yeah.
As big a club as Newcastle are, league champions, favourites to win it this year again, one of the favourites for the Champions League, needing a front man. You're in the, absolute best time of your career. He's come in from Spain, from Sociedad, took a bit of time to settle, found his feet in the Premier League, was brilliant, offers so many different facets to his game. Scores goals, linked, everything. Of course, Liverpool are going to... You can talk about playing in front of big crowds, you can talk about the passion of the North East and all that sort of stuff, and it's true and it's great, but when somebody like Liverpool comes along, I'm afraid most players just have their head turned. It's as simple as that.
I think I'll go with Oggy and Craig's nose.
So Eddie Howe's not just protecting his player, doesn't want him front and centre, or the cameras or the focus on him, so that's why he's decided...
You would have to think that Eddie Howe knows every step of every second that's going on with this situation, because it's huge. I mean, it's the most important thing right now at Newcastle Football Club. And so if Eddie Howe is confident that nothing's going to happen and he's not going anywhere, he has to play him, because he has to get him fit for the start of the season. You don't get fit by just training Monday to Friday. You need games. So it makes no sense that Alexander Isak doesn't take part in his game. Because at the end of the day, if Eddie Howe's confident and knows that Isak's going nowhere, unless it's some stupid number, then you play him.
As you say, Eddie Howe knows the ins and outs of all of this, so he knows by not playing him would raise a red flag and would have people like us discussing it, so why not just play him?
Well, maybe he's told not to, maybe he's told that something's going on and you can't play him in case he gets injured. That's what happens. How many times have you seen somebody not playing and then 2 days later, after a game, they move?
Right.
Because they don't want to get injured. If Isak plays against Celtic, gets injured, there's 150 million down the drain. So, yeah, I'm with Oggy's nose. There's definitely something smelling.
What's wrong with Oggy's nose?
Well, there we go. Let's go.
Oggy's got a good scent. Of it on his nose.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's got.
How the hell do you know? What's wrong with you? But I mean, if you're sending somebody home, it does smack a bit of something is happening. Or Alexander Isak has had a face-to-face with Eddie Howe and said, I don't want to be here. I want to make this Liverpool move happen.
Okay.
And Eddie Howe's gone, right, I don't really want this been discussed in the dressing room for a couple of days in Scotland, so we'll send him home out of the way, because, you know, players will talk. Maybe it's something like that, but it does, as to coin Stevie's favourite, it does smell.
Smells a little.
Well, yes, I know. Very much what you're saying. Ekitike didn't play for Eintracht Frankfurt today, Mark. He did warm up. Are we in a scenario where Isak would go to Liverpool, he would go to Newcastle, well, then he would just go to Liverpool and Isak would stay at Newcastle?
I don't think the two players will play at the same club, put it that way. I think Liverpool will try and hang fire for Isak for a few more days, and if not, they'll sign Ekitike. But if that doesn't happen, then Ekitike, if Isak goes to Liverpool, then Ekitike goes to Newcastle. But I feel he's being played a little bit at the moment. I think he's the secondary option, because, and also we don't know what's going to happen with Luis Diaz. So there's a lot of spinning plates right now, but I do think central to this is Alexander Isak.
Meanwhile, Mark, Luis Diaz going to Bayern Munich, you feel that you're confident this is going to happen?
Yeah, because the situation with Diaz is that there's been a lot of noise around him for the last 6 months. Man City, Barcelona, Bayern Munich. He's got 2 years on his contract. There's no offer on the table yet. He's unhappy that he's not been offered a contract. And obviously there's a deal on the table then. And Liverpool, as we know, they want to offload Darwin Núñez. If they get rid of Núñez and lose Diaz as well at the same time, it's a lot to lose in the summer, which is why there's moves at the minute for Ekitike, Isak. But I do think they've got an offer on the table from Bayern Munich, £60 million for Diaz. It's a good offer. He's 28. I think they'll take it, and I think they'll move on to the next signing.
Mark, are you going to the Community Shield?
I'm not. I'll be on holiday, Dan.
I tell you one man who will be there,
Sorry.
flying the flag for ESPN FC, our very own Craig Burley for the big one. Manchester, or not Manchester City, Crystal Palace against Liverpool.
I only travel for the big ones.